Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargamer Kris, aka The Name Butcher, aka all out of AKs. Wave the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. We usually delve into a lot of painting talk, as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred, anything's up for grabs. We'll talk about anything and everything. So if you're a first-time viewer and you're attending live, you can ask your questions in the chat, wherever direction it might be. And of course, if you're watching after the fact, you can always send your email to Kris@miniwargaming.com. Of course, you can also attend or ask your questions, or just go to waythebrush.com. It's in the description below. And you can join us there, and it has the links to all the social media, the Instagrams, the Twitters, the Facebook, and of course the Discord. The Discord's been a lot of fun. Pretty much have that up 24/7, and so we do a lot of talking there, a lot of goofing around. The Monkis are just running amok in there non-stop. So beware. You're entering Thunderdome when you enter the mini war, or the Way of the Brush Discord. It's Thunderdome in there. So, you know, 2 monkeys enter, 1 monkey leaves. No, everybody comes back. Maybe, I don't know. So, of course, waythebrush.com also has links to the merch, which is like Way of the Brush t-shirts. And so you can wear a shirt, and it helps the cause. And, you know, you look like a connoisseur of all that is good and wholesome in this universe. And so I definitely would recommend a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And of course, everybody who's purchased a shirt, send me an email with a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I'll add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at waythebrush.com. There's also a Way of the Brush Shrine. And as well as I do have kind of like, it's not a contest, but kind of like a contest, where basically anybody who gets me a picture of a Way of the Brush t-shirt on a Space Marine. Now I'm talking about the big statue dudes, the big Space Marines, okay? A big proper Space Marine. Now, we've already had one person win and send in, and I didn't quite specify, at least I didn't think I did at the time, but either way, I don't care. He went through the painstaking effort of, you know, creating a model with a Space Marine shirt on it, and so I don't want any more of those, because I've already got one, and it's awesome. And there's a prize for that, but otherwise, yeah, no. I want a t-shirt. I want Way the Brush. If you went to Warhammer World and you put a Way the Brush t-shirt on a Space Marine, I'll send you a prize. So, yeah, also that. And of course, waythebrush.com also has links for the Patreon support, which has been a really big help. It is paid for a lot of upgrades for the show. It's been really fantastic. So if you want to support Way the Brush on Patreon, please, you know, every penny helps, and you know, it's been fantastic. It's allowed me to purchase a lot of upgrades, like the waythebrush.com, to put up the site. I wouldn't have done that if you know, without the Patreon support. So, you know, every little bit helps. And I only charge my patrons for Way of the Brush. I don't charge them for any other silly videos I produce. I only charge for Way the Brush. So, and of course, I also have other things. I also have private tutoring time as well. I don't think I advertise that enough. I have tutoring time as well on the Patreon site. So if you feel like you need a little bit of one-on-one time, and you know, to kind of help with whatever areas, or you want to go over a technique, or you want an in-depth explanation or demonstration, or you know, something like that, You know, it's on Patreon. We'll just book a time, you know. What else we got? Oh, and of course, I always end up forgetting at the email segments, so I always try and do this now at the beginning of the show, is a big thanks to Guymere Alfer, a.k.a. Carl, a.k.a. Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out. He's probably right now still amidst playing Blood Bowl right now because they're having like a big championship game going on in over in the UK, so... yeah, big shout out to him for creating taking the time out of his busy day and busy schedule to create the email jingles that we all know and love before every email segment. So, big thanks to him. What else? Anybody else I got to thank? I've got to thank everybody. I think everybody who sent in emails this morning, because I don't know why everybody seems to forget like throughout the week. Because I posted at the beginning of the week, you know, hey, send me emails. So you got the whole week, and of course everybody's last minute sending me emails. I mean, I thought I was going to do a short show today because I only had one email, but then everybody else sent an email. So now I got to go and do everybody's emails. No, I asked for them because, I mean, like, otherwise I am going to do it. I'm going to do a short show. I'm just going to do one where I just come out, do an intro, and then just leave. If I get no emails, I'm just going to come out and say, thanks for watching. See you guys next week. And then, you know, exit the show. I wonder if that'd piss everybody off. It'd probably piss everybody off, I think. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so we have some commenters here. I just got to make sure I've got the right. See, this thing doesn't even... Is this thing sending me everything? Oh, it is. Okay, good. Okay. So, monkey time. Ebb and flow. What's up, everybody? GeoFits, Word, Sofa Bear, Yo All, Yo. Go Starband Deluxe. Saturday is for the Monkis. Jim White, and the show goes on. Old Man Logan. Hey, everybody. GeoFits, a.k.a. Monkey Lord. Monkey Lord? Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't like those titles that kind of, you know, like Lord or, you know what I mean? Like, I just, you know, it just doesn't suit me. I don't know. Like, it's not a humility thing. I mean, it's because anybody who knows me knows that I'm not that humble. No, I try to be. I try to be because usually karma just bites me right in the ass if I'm not humble. So, Anthony B, where did Quirkster go? Haven't seen him in a Way of the Brush or mini wargaming for a bit now. When was the last time I had? Well, I haven't done the show at the office. So, you know, I mean, like, it's been a long... I've been doing these mostly from home these days. And I've been enjoying it. I'm enjoying being at home doing these. Mainly because I don't got to get up too early. And I don't got to rush out the door and get to my office. And then, you know, set up my office and, you know, make things. Whereas my home... You know, it becomes my own studio, and I can do whatever I like. I can say whatever I like. I can do whatever I like, and I can show whatever I like, and I can, you know what I mean? When I have like when this element has like no attachments to anything else, and everything is all independent, you are completely free, right? So, Anthony B, also hello, friends and monkeys. Fire Drake 18, morning, Kris. I sent an update answering questions about the paint station I sent last week. Yes, I got that, and that'll be the first email we do today. George Hints, hello you. Hello you, George. Sir Peanut Butter, morning peeps. Ned Fink, hello everyone. Hello, Ned Fink. Congo over on Twitch. PogChamp, 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 PogChamp. What the heck is a PogChamp? Pogs? You mean Pogs? Like those little, when like you used to play like Tiddlywinks? Is that what that is? Pogs? Pogs? I remember Pogs. Pogs. Remember Pogs? I remember Pogs. Disco Duke. Hey, everyone. Congo. Mr. Destructoid. Mr. Destructoid. Mr. Destructoid. Oh, geez Louise. What's going on here? I think Congo might have slipped a groove. Little Rocker Dude. Hello, Kris and fellow monkeys. I'm watching from work today, but it's nice and quiet and can have you on a speaker. Well, awesome. Welcome. Little Rocker Dude. Do you go by another handle, or are you just brand new? Because I don't think I've ever read that name before. So, welcome, if I've not greeted you before. And if I have, welcome back. Old Man Logan, how about Way of the Brush suspenders? What, because I wear suspenders? Well, usually whenever I'm doing the show from home. Okay, here we go, right? Here we go. Okay, usually whenever I'm doing the show from home, I usually wear suspenders. Now, why do I wear suspenders? Well, because there was a nice loose pair of comfy pants I always wear around the house on the weekends, and it has suspenders, and I like suspenders because, well, it does a better job of holding up my pants than a belt. Usually, you know, I gotta cut a couple notches into my belt because my belts are just not cutting it these days. I don't know. I think either I'm shrinking or I'm losing weight or something, but my pants keep falling down, and so I got to redo my belt. And so, but anyway, suspenders, no matter what size, and plus too, I have no hips. There's no hips. Like, it's just straight up right like that, right? So there's nothing for a belt to grab hold of, you know, and, you know, it's kind of embarrassing, but, you know, hey, no hips. And I have legs, but no hips. It's just kind of a blank space right in the middle. And suspenders keep it up. And, you know, I mean, I like suspenders. I like the, you know, kind of like, I like the feeling of being strapped in kind of thing. That doesn't sound right, does it? But either way, the brush suspenders, sure, why not, right? With like little monkey faces on them, or like little WOTs, something like that, running down the things. I think like little, or maybe little, like a little monkey head and a paintbrush kind of thing. Monkey head and a paintbrush, maybe. We'll see. We never know. It all depends on how much merch people buy. Do people really need the merch is really what the question is. Kubla Khan, hello everybubble. Been a while since I caught a show live. Love to Kris. You love to Kris. And all you monkeys. Oh, love to Kris and all you monkeys. Not love to Kris, like I love to Kris. But it's a love to Kris and the monkeys. All the monkeys. Even the bad monkeys. There's no bad monkeys. Well, some are on the fence, but... Congo, hey-yo! Summer's over, so everyone is probably busy. Okay. Oh, like about the email thing? Sure. It's no big deal. I'll just do a short show, that's all. Ghost to Starman Deluxe. Big hype about the new orc vehicles only being £27.50. British pound. $27, that is like, what? Dang, $60, damn near $60 Canadian. It's British pound to Canadian, which is obviously I deal in Canadian funds. So damn near $60 Canadian. I mean, that's on par with everything else. It's kind of pricey, especially when those like orc vehicles look kind of small and stuff. But if they have lots of options and, you know, doodads and gibbons and gobbins and stuff like that on them, why not? And I really like the design of a lot of the orc stuff. Not so much that I'm going to go out and buy orcs, but if you really, really like them, and I mean, you know, the rules on the stuff, wow. What is it, the Dragsta? Yeah, the Dragsta, that thing's cool. It's got a wicked-ass gun you can put on it. Well, it's got the gun and a rocket launcher and something else, I can't remember. And it basically can teleport around the board, which is crazy. It's like, basically, it's like if they'd have made it a DeLorean, that would have tipped everybody off what this vehicle is. Otherwise, it's basically it's you know, it's Back to the Future. It's going 88 miles an hour, and then bang, it teleports and then comes out in somewhere else and continues running amok. And yeah, oh yeah, no, new orcs are going to be a thing now. Orcs are a thing. Definitely, orcs are a thing right now. Definitely. John J. Gasp. I'm out of strippers. What's the dollar store stripper's name again? Dollar store strippers. Ooh, jeez Louise. You going to the dollar store for strippers? Good God, man. Good God. Don't go to the dollar. Geez, spend a little bit more than $1 on a stripper. Car King 555, a game of orcs. G squared. Oops, late again. Hey, monkey. Hey, Kris. Which monkey? You said, hey, monkey. Is it monkeys or monkey? I think my coffee's kicking in because I can feel my heart palpitating. Or maybe I'm having a heart attack. I don't know, one of the two. I'm at that age now. Heart attack age. Oof. Killing dudes, man. It's killing dudes. Ebb and Flow. LA's totally awesome. Okay. Are you in LA? Are you at the TwitchCon? Is that where you are at? Aaron, Mini Wargamer Aaron, went to TwitchCon. And I assume is having a ball. Congo, like big meats. Like big meats? Rezio, I am also attending also. George Hintz, Monkey Chief? Monkey Chief? Or Big Chief Monkey? Big Chief Monkey. Big Monkey Chief. I guess. Congo at Kris. It's bits. It's bits. Okay. Geofits, aka Monkey Wrangler. Monkey Wrangler, that's alright. Monkey Wrangler. Or Monkey Herder. I think we have Monkey Herder. That's what the title I gave the administrators on Discord. Because I have 2 trusted monkeys as administrators. Or moderators, I should say. Not administrators. Well, maybe I gave them admin powers. I can't remember. But either way, I have 2 trusted monkeys in there. So, you guys want to watch yourselves. Their title is Monkey Herder. Monkey Herder? I think Monkey Herder. Maybe I should change it to Monkey Wrangler. As a Wrangler? But Wrangler is kind of like wrangling them up. You know what I mean? Like you're bringing them in. You're gonna bring them into the big pen, right? Whereas a Monkey Herder, it's kind of, I'm thinking like a sheepdog. We're basically just keeping them together, right? It's just a whole bunch of monkeys just kind of milling about, and you say, no, you get back in there and you make a big thing, and then of course they cross the street forever, right? So yeah, I've never seen that, but it seems to be the cliche. Go Starving Deluxe. I can do whatever I like. Proceeds to smart a line of grade A Coke. Smart. A smart a line? What's a smart? I don't know what a smart is. I know what a snort is, but I don't know what a smart is. Damien Hibbert, hello. Ripley, Martin, I'm so tired. Razio, they go with his mustache. G squared, no hips, how do you walk? Magically. Ripley, oh God, I'm one of the bad monkeys, aren't I? No, you're not. Maybe. A little bit. Kinda. Not really. But yeah. Jim White, dear Kris, do you like painting on medium density fiberboard, or can your easel handle 8x4 square panels? 8x4? Well, 8, it can, because I got a big artist easel, and it could handle an 8, oh, man, that's huge though, an 8 foot, 8 foot like this way, not 8 foot running this way, but 8 foot running that way, sure. But yeah, I don't use the fiberboard though, I use canvas, stretched canvas. Normally I buy, the panels from Art Supply, like Hobby Lobby and stuff like that. But otherwise, yeah, I have two big rolls. I have 2 big rolls of canvas, like, I don't know, it's like 12 yards by, I think, what's 3 yards? I think damn near 3 yards, 4 yards. I can't remember. 3 yards, I think. Almost as tall as I am. And I have 12 yards, I think. I'm pretty sure it's yards of canvas. And they're already pre-gessoed. I just haven't gotten around to picking up stretchers to mount them. Because, yeah, I wouldn't mind trying out, some big canvas pieces, like an 8x4 or even a 4x5, maybe, something around that. I would love to do, like, a great big piece. Well, I still may. Thing is, I really love to really get back into my art. But oftentimes I just feel really kind of creatively drained, I don't know if that's burnout or not. I hope it's not. It could be. I hope it's not. But a lot of times I feel creatively drained, especially going to work, working on my stuff, creating. And then, I come home and, I don't really feel like creating anymore. I don't feel like the challenge anymore. I just want to relax, maybe watch a movie, TV show, maybe play some video games, you know what I mean? Something along those lines, right? And so usually, I'll come home, and sometimes I'll, if I'm feeling really ambitious, I'll do like a live stream, I'll work on my miniatures and something like that. I've actually started working on my stuff at home again. This has been a develop over, maybe almost over the year, because I was working on my Star Wars kits at home and stuff like that. And really, I think my Star Wars kits really kind of brought me back into the hobbiness. And I think really it was a break from miniatures and was just doing models. And maybe I should just do that. Maybe I should just work on model kits while I'm at home and then just keep miniatures, my job, because miniature painting is my job, right? For everybody else out there, well, for like 99% of you out there, it's your hobby. But there's 1% of us that are doing this as, you know, employment, right? And yeah. And so sometimes I don't even feel like touching a miniature. I don't know, you know, I just, But then sometimes I get the vibe because, I mean, like, I'm a war gamer. I still love it. And I still want to do it in off times, which is, you know, a sign of a war gamer, that when you're off from work, and especially when your work is wargaming, you want a war game, you know. And sometimes, yeah, I just want to play a game of 40K. That's why I was going to play in a tournament last weekend. Man, you know, just got busy with that crap, and I didn't have time. And by the time I was gonna jump into it, I was like, oh no, I don't have time. And so I had put up a list on the Discord, because in our Discord we have a channel for, you know, just like discussing our army list and stuff like that. And I had posted what I was planning on taking. I just didn't get a chance to test it out or play with it, and so I just, you know, oh well, no biggie. The next time, right? Fire Drake 18. Now I want orcs. Oh, when you read the codex for orcs, you're gonna want to play orcs. Ghost Star Deluxe. Don't play orcs before, but the new models, all like, as they say in Italy, molto bene, molto bene. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to assume friggin' awesome. Congo, the PogChamp, and Mr. Destructoid are Twitch bits. Okay. G Cos 1980. I think it's an it has a flux capacitor in it. I think Ash said that in his video on the Orc Dragster. Oh yeah, well, yeah. I mean, we're gonna come to the same conclusions because Ash and I are like similar ages and similar life experiences. And yeah, we're just gonna, and a similar mindset. We're just gonna come to the same pop culture references. We know because Games Workshop is full of pop culture references, and so, you know, you just gotta fish out the little bits. Anyway, George Hand's totally awesome Dollar Tree store miniature paint stripper. Okay. What is it? I mean, don't leave me in suspense here. I mean, I don't go to Dollar Tree or Dollar Store or Dollarama or whatever the hell they're called. Not too often. I went the other day and I felt bad because I picked up some thumbtacks, and I didn't have any cash on me, and so I had to use my debit card. And I said, frick, for $1? Give me a Snickers as well. Dude. Oh, man. That's okay. It shouldn't be embarrassing, but I don't know. I felt kind of embarrassed by it. I was like, for using my debit card for $1, dude, you know? I don't know. John J. Monkis Mustachious. That's if I was like Roadrunner. Or I'm chasing, I'd be more like Wile E. Coyote. Chasing the Roadrunner. The Roadrunner. And yeah, it'd be what is it? Monkis Mustachious, yeah. You know what? Damn it. We got to keep that. I like that. John J. And the only way to preserve these titles sometimes is because I make them my show titles. And so I am going to do exactly that. I know you weren't shooting for... Oop, what the hell did I do, Steve? Yeah, Control V. There we go. Why did it bounce around on me like that? Don't know. Crazy crap. Either way, John J. Good show. Monkis Mustachious. I think we got to... because it's a made-up, like, Latin-sounding word, right? Monkis. Monkis Mustachious? Monkis. In fact, that gives me an idea. So I may use that name. And, yeah, because I'm working on something. And I'm working with an artist. He's a monkey. And I think that's what it's going to be called. I think it's going to be called Monkis Mustachious. I might tweak the name a bit, but yeah. So be watchful of the Monkis Mustachious. Mustachious. But anyway, yeah, we're keeping that title. We're keeping that because I got to remember that name. So, bang, it's remembered. Boom, but John J, you're immortalized. And yeah. Cock King 555. I haven't been painting now. I have a style. Style? You have a style. You have a style? No, you don't have a style, do you? Jeez Louise. You don't got pink eye, do you? Oh, did you get pink eye? Did you get pink eye painting your miniatures? I don't know how you would do that, dude. Ghost to Starman Deluxe. Smorting is where you snorted off a s'more. You know what? That sounds like some first world fat guy problems. And yeah, I can relate to that. Snorted off a s'more. Just get a big old s'more. Yeah. Ramby. Hey, Monkeys. Hey, Kris. Hey. Ripley. And Kris. Let's say rambunctious, not bad. Sure. Rambunctious. All right. Rambunctious. Razio. Hey, Kris, we talk about anime at work a decent amount. Curious if you like any and if you have favorites. Oh, man. I could go on anime all day long. Jeez. Oh, just knocked my knuckle. I knucked my knuckle. It's kind of confined in here, you know. It's not enough. I need more breathing room. So, anime. Okay, so, anime. First introduction to anime for me was Robotech. It was known over here in North America as Robotech. Of course, you know, it is a Macross, known proper as Macross. But over here, I mean, I was introduced to Robotech, and that was mid-'80s. Love Robotech. I own the DVD set, the full first saga of it. Love it. Also, they also have the Garawak Valkyrie. There's a company, Max Factory, and it is a 120 scale. 120 scale or 140 scale? I think it's a 120 scale. Yeah, it's huge. It's like $300 US. I want it badly, but it's a big son of a gun. Yeah. Anyway. So Robotech was my first foray into anime, and I mean, I didn't realize it was anime, you know, at that point, because I mean, like because it was drawn in Japan, and you know what I mean, like it was one of the first things that people, you know, that was getting imported over, because I mean, like some of the early stuff from you know, back in the day, like Transformers, Thundercats, stuff like that, they were animated from Japan, and you know what I mean, or well, maybe some Korea, but either way, that style of animation, you know, it was prevalent in the early 80s because, you know, they were Americans were getting it cheap, and you know, so that was just everywhere. And then when I really started, you know, getting into the animated movies and the whole like anime style, and I still wasn't really calling it like anime or anything like that. I was just, you know, it was really cool stuff, but I didn't really know. I just liked it, and you know, I watched like Ninja Scroll. One of my old favorites is Vampire Hunter D. One of my all-time favorites. The first one. The second one was all right. It has much more of a like that manga style animation to it, but like, you know, Vampire Hunter D feels very anime, early anime, and of course I think that one is an early or late 80s as well, maybe early 90s animation. I want to say it's late 80s, and yeah, I love Vampire Hunter D. Vampire Hunter D is probably one of my all-time favorite animes. It's not one that I think that needs to be rebooted or anything like that. But I mean, you could tell more stories of D, but you know, I don't know. I don't think it really needs more. You know, I just love just the first one. Second one's good. It has some beautiful scenes in it, but yeah, I still really like the first one. Ninja Scroll, Fist of the North Star. What are some other? Oh, of course. I mean, the all-time classic Akira. I mean, I was looking for that actually to buy on Blu-ray the other day. I was actually like, because I don't own it, you know, and I was like, damn, I have to own that because I want to show my kids, because like my daughter likes anime as well, and you know, and the other one that I've been getting into is Gundam. I've been watching Gundams. I'm out of sequence with Gundams because I mean, I know there's a sequence to them that you probably, you know, can catch them. I'm kind of just jumping all over the place watching them. New stuff I've been watching, I've been really digging is Castlevania. The new Castlevania. I haven't watched the second season yet. It's on Netflix. Just came out the other day. I gotta watch that. Maybe I'll watch it later today. Maybe. Oh no, I got stuff to do. Never mind. Maybe later. But yeah, the new Castlevania. I love the new Castlevania, man. That's great. It's dark. It's, you know, and it's gory, and you know, it's really it's up my alley. I like the no holds barred kind of anime stuff, you know. That's why I really dig Gundam, because, you know, it's just really sci-fi, and I like the giant robots, and you know, everybody's fighting, and You know, I really dig that stuff, and I like the whole kind of universe of it all, the future setting of it. I really dig that, and you know, it almost seems very plausible, almost. You know, like, and I think, you know, like, if anything's gonna get the like the live action treatment, I think it would be a Gundam story, a Gundam movie. You know, especially since we saw the Gundam, you know, in Ready Player One, we saw the Gundam, right? And I mean, like, when I saw that Gundam, I was like, oh my god. Please give us a Gundam movie, like a live action Gundam movie, like properly done though, you know. I think that'd be cool. But anyway, but yeah, I'm not super steeped in a lot of anime stuff. I mean, I don't really fall in for a lot of like the really kind of cutesy kind of stuff. I know, like, but I'm familiar with, like, you know, really popular ones like Naruto, Afro Samurai, and you know, Bleach, and what's the other big popular one? Anyway, yeah, you know, like Digimon, Pokemon, you know, stuff like that. I didn't really fall in for either. I didn't, you know, I was kind of older at that point. My son was into Digimon big when he was small. He loved Digimon. But yeah, that's it. That's about it. So yeah, I like anime. I really like, for things I would love to acquire, is the Valkyrie from Max Factory. If you're not familiar with it, if you are familiar with it, I think if you follow my Twitter, you'll probably see I reposted some Max Factory early prototype stuff that they were doing for that Valkyrie, because the Valkyrie is huge. The model's got to be about like this big. From end. I mean, it's in Guardian mode, so it's got legs coming down, its arms are sticking out, but it still has the cockpit, and it has the battle armor as well. It's got like the extra thrusters on it and everything like that. Friggin' awesome. I'd love to pick one up. Don't know when I'll get one, but anyway. And the other one is I'd like to pick up a Gundam. I'd like to pick up one of the standard one, the RX. I can't remember what the hell it's called. There's a mega one. It's about like yay big. I'd like to pick up. I just haven't gotten around to it. I think it's like a mega format or something like that. That's what it's called, mega format. But anyway, enough about Gundams and Robotech. I could go on about Robotech. No, I like Robotech. Robotech's probably one of my favorites, other than Vampire 2D and the new Castlevania. Where am I? Congo, 3 yards, almost as tall as I am. Apparently Kris is over 9 feet. Okay, so 3 yards, 9 feet. Okay, so it's probably 2 yards then. It's 2 yards. It's only like here on me. A roll standing up, it's only like here. And I'm like something like 6 foot, something like that. So anyway. Knitfink at Kris, a Patreon paint along on canvases. Yeah, do you think so? I mean, your last idea was good. that was the paint along with the miniature, which we're going to start soon. Yes, I have to make a thing about our next paint along, because a bunch of us were delayed, and so actually, you know, I wanted to start like something like mid-October, but obviously we're past that. So we're going to try and start, you know, maybe next week following, depends on, because it's getting kind of silly for me right now, and I'm trying to finish other things. But yeah. This coming week or next week, we'll get started. But I do want to produce something just to get everybody on the same footing, and also we have to. I mean, well, we don't really have to, but we got to kind of work out what we want to do, right? What do you guys want to know with this new model that we're going to work on, right? So this is for all you patrons out there that, you know, we're going to do our paint along. What do you want to learn? Really think about it, and of course post it on Discord. Eldari Lamborghini, hey Monkeys, hi Eldari. Cocking, maybe we should start a charge of Wave the Brush. A charge? Yeah, we can start a charge. I like charges. Not sure what a charge is. Nicholas Allen, hey Kris and Monkeys, hello. Fire Drake, I've heard it's not good to go into your business with your hobby because it can be a chore, so multiple passions is good. Yeah. Jim White, Kris did not butcher Italian, and that is a good thing. I did not butcher Italian. Okay. I said it right? Go Starman Alex, it's probably not spelt molto bene, but yeah, totally wicked. Okay. Cocking555, Way the Brush, the 3 emails. Razil, Andy enjoyed the Snickers thoroughly. I did enjoy the Snickers thoroughly. I went back in the car where my wife was sitting there, and she was driving, and my daughter was in the back, and they're both kind of like, oh yeah, he had to get himself a Snickers in there. And of course it was before dinner time, so I'm just nom 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 nom. I can't remember the last time I had a chocolate bar, so yeah, I enjoyed it. I tried to stay away from a lot of sweets just because, you know, everybody knows, like, you know, I got the diabetes, so, you know, got to watch what I eat, right? Got to watch how much sugar I'm taking in and stuff like that. And of course, sugar's everywhere, everything. It's ridiculous how much sugar is in all our foods. Like foods that you wouldn't even think need sugar. There's sugar in it, you know, because it's a preservative, right? So it's in everything, man. I mean, my coffee, I don't know if you guys can see my coffee, but I've been drinking it black lately, last, I don't know, while now. And I only throw in a little bit of honey just to kill a bit of the bitterness. Just a bit. I'm not one of those harsh mofos that can sit there and drink their coffee black. Nothing. I mean, I'll probably work to that point, because I mean, like, I really don't use that much honey in this. But again, it's all for the greater good. Well, my greater good. So my good. Because I don't have I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. John J. Kris, LOL, I formally release all rights to you, Monkis, Mustachious, and all variations thereof. Okay, well, we heard it there first. But he will always be immortalized, John J. John J. Wait, was he talking about dollar store hookers before, though? Or not hookers, strippers? Oops. King, you are 5 meters behind us, Kris. Am I? Am I really behind on the comments? Well, I better catch up then. Let's start skipping a couple here. Just here. Ebb and Flow at Kris. Pink Eye is a hobby hazard nigger players must joyfully embrace. Oof. Ghost Star Dogs. How violent is Vampire Hunter D? If you answered very, then consider Hellsing Ultimate. Vampire Hunter D is very, like, the scenes in it are very graphic. Like, there's one scene that's one of my favorites where he slices this toad-like guy in half. He has, like, these flies that come out of his back, or spiders that come out of his back, and he slices them in half, and you can see, like, all his... It's almost like a cutaway section of, like, his interior design, like, his, you know, his organs and everything like that, and you can see, like, the hive and everything, and, you know. So, it goes into that kind of depth. Hellsing Ultimate, I'll check it out if it's any good. Like I said, though, I don't buy into the kind of, what the hell is it called? Kwai? The kind of cutesy kind of stuff, I'm not really huge into that. I mean, some stuff in a moment it might be funny, you know what I mean, but otherwise, no, I don't. That kind of takes me out of this story. Like I said, like Castlevania, man, I enjoyed that first one. I mean, it was only like 4 episodes, but man, it was awesome, and I got to watch the second season now because, you know, I enjoyed that first part, and I wanted to know, you know, where it went, right? So, yeah. Rezio, I still have my Akira t-shirt from like 92, 93. Jeez. I used to have a t-shirt, like speaking t-shirt, I used to have, and I have a picture of myself in it holding my son when my son was just a baby. And it was Crux Terminatus. It was a black t-shirt and it had the Crux Terminatus on it. Back in the, it was the same style as Wayne England, who produced, you know, and basically just, you know, did a bunch of art, and he did one of the Crux Terminatus. You remember like the famous skulls? Do I have a piece of art around somewhere that shows that? You know, like the skulls where they, like the old Necromunda logo, where, you know, with the skulls and they have like the really kind of pointy teeth that come straight down and everything's kind of hard angles and stuff like that. I used to really enjoy his style of artwork. And yeah, sorry, I was throwing up my arms to testify. And, you know, I really enjoyed his work, and, you know, it was a shame, you know, when he moved on to the next world. And, you know, yeah, it's awesome stuff, man. He'd still be doing great work for Games Workshop if he was still around. Otherwise, yeah. Anyway. Sir Peanut Butter, all these classic anime. Love it. Yeah, love it. Raziel, MD Geist, classic for how simultaneously awesome it is and awful it is. MD Geist, I don't think I've ever heard that one. Geist, no. Jim White, if you receive a Nurgle monkey in Spanish, do you get mononucleosis? Do you get it? I don't know. I don't know. Where are we? Rezio X RX-78. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the classic Gundam. Like you see in Ready Player One at the end. Like that's the the stereotypical. It's kind of like Ultramarines in Games Workshop, right? Even though we know there's a bazillion different other Space Marines, Ultramarines are always like the poster boy. Well, this Gundam is the poster boy for Gundams, right? So yeah, at least in my mind it is. I don't know if it actually is, but whenever I think of Gundam, that's the first Gundam I think of. Rezio, I need to do the Patreon. It shall be done. In Porguna voice? Porguna? Porunga. What? Porunga. I'm not sure what Porunga is. Sorry. If I don't know what it is, I'm sorry. Damien Herbert, I eat a cookie once a week. Sure, a cookie once a week is fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's not going to, kill you. A cookie every day. Box of cookies every day. A bag of cookies every day. Yeah, that's no good. Ralph Rezio, I went low, no sugar in the past. You can't even drink milk. Yeah, because milk has a lot of sugar in it. Yeah. I didn't know that either. Until I was, went to the nutritionist and said, yeah, milk's got sugar in it. Stop drinking so much milk. And I was like, damn. I drink a lot of water these days. And I actually also too, last, I think like 3 weeks, I haven't had a lot of alcohol. And I'm not a huge drinker, but I've been known to imbibe. Anyway though, yeah. I've cut that down quite a bit. There's only one day out. So 3 times out of the last 3 weeks, it's only one particular day, Thursdays, when we go out to the bar, that I'll have 2. That's it. Maybe 3, but 2. But not like 5 or 6 or, half a case, you know what I mean? Like, and then, come home from work, I'm even out of the habit, because I used to be in that habit, actually, of get off work, come home, crack a beer, and have a smoke, and, you know what I mean? And have a couple beers, then barbecue dinner, have a couple more beers, you know what I mean? And gotten out of that habit. For now. Don't get into that habit, anyway. John J. at Kris, LOL, LA Awesome is a stripper you can buy from Dollar Store. It's supposed to be awesome for stripping models. Oh. See, when you say LA Awesome, I was like, oh, he's in LA. It's awesome. Have fun, buddy. Like, I don't know. LA Awesome is a stripper. Well, LA Awesome is a stripper. I think I might have met her once. But yeah, for stripping your models, yeah. Cool. Rezio, Kris, that scene is from Ninja Scroll. No, it's Vampire D. Vampire D, when he's first attacking in the cave, when he's first going into Dracula's castle. Oh, not Dracula, what's his name? Tepe? Is it Tepe? I can't remember what the hell his name is now. And, yeah, he's attacking the monster, and the one guy, he's got the... I know what guy you're thinking of, yes. Does he have spiders coming out his back, too? No, there's a guy in Vampire D, and he's got the crap coming out of his back, and then D slashes him right in half, and you could see the whole cutaway section of him. Is that in Ninja Scroll as well? Maybe it is Ninja Scroll I'm thinking of. I was pretty sure that was Vampire D, because he's got the big-ass sword, and I remember you just see, like, the big swoop motion through him, and he's like, ooh, and you see his 2 halves kind of come apart as he's attacking the... No, that's Vampire D, because because there's a scene where D is still running, and he falls over, and he's like 2 halves, and he's like, He was like a background character. He wasn't really a character, although he had a bit of a laugh to him. I'm gonna have to watch Vampire D now. Now you made me have to watch Vampire D. Anyway. Congo, Kris, what kind of compressor do you use for your airbrush? What kind of air compressor do I use for my airbrush? I've been asked this one a couple times. You know what? You're on Twitch. If you scroll down from my video, you'll see Amazon links. It's Way of the Brush Amazon links, and you'll see the compressor in there. That's the compressor I use. There's one I've used. I think there's one or two links for compressors, and I've used both. But the one I'm currently using is the one that has a blue compressor above with a air tank underneath. I think it's a Badger one, but either way, yeah. In fact, if you go to Twitch and you see the Way the Brush list of like materials I use, those are often the materials I use. So it's got links for like my soaps that I use, brushes, airbrushes, paints, and compressors, and you know what I mean, all that. So, and this goes for everybody else out there. I mean, it's basically an Amazon affiliate thing. You click it, and you know what I mean, and you'll see the stuff that I use, and you know, because I know a lot of people ask me all the time, like, what kind of crap am I using, and you know. And I've answered this question many, many times. And so I've decided, well, you know what? Let's throw it right up here as a little list. Bang. Just buy whatever. If you want to go by my advice, I mean, I really, really enjoy the compressor. Steve and the boys, they've burned out, I think, 2 of the compressors. They've burned out a few of the compressors. But, I mean, they paint quite heavily, quite a lot. And there's a bunch of them at the time. And they were all painting pretty regularly. And so that compressor was constantly running. Whereas mine... I picked it up a year and a half ago at least, and still faithfully runs and everything like that. And also, whenever I'm not painting, I always have a painting rag. I was gonna grab it, but oh well. I always have a painting rag, which is my T-shirt. I always throw that over my compressor just to keep dust off of it and keep dust from going inside the bushings, right? The little motor. So I often do that, and just to keep dust away from. Because I mean, even if you have the spray booth and stuff like that, you know, the airbrushing dust just gets everywhere. It just gets everywhere. And so you always want to try and protect against all that dust. You also want to protect yourself against the dust, but you also want to protect your environment as well. Because if you have your computer, if your computer and stuff like that's in there, that dust gets everywhere. And you don't think of it at first, but then you do a couple airbrushing sessions, and all of a sudden you realize everything's got this like here. I'm looking at my monitor right now, and well, you can't really see it that well, but yeah, it's good layer of dust. Kris has got to dust his office. Basically is what he's saying. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah. Where else are we? These comments here. Why isn't this moving? Why ain't you moving? Oh, man. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, am I caught up? Am I caught up in these comments? Am I caught up? Why won't this move? Oh, this is annoying. Here we go. Oh, okay, yeah, Congo, gotcha. Yeah, okay. I'm all caught up in my comments. Sweet. Jim White, Kris is in a habit. In a habit sounds like a Halloween costume. Kris in a habit? Yeah, dressed as a nun. If I was going to dress as a nun, I'd dress as the Flying Nun. It was an old TV show back in the day. Yeah. Although it'd be kind of hard to like go neighborhood to neighborhood, you know, in like a big Schwinn bike, and, you know, and have like the big nun hat. It'd be kind of scary too, I think, especially if I had like, you know, I kept my mustache and everything like that, but I had like the big flying nun hat, and I was just, you know, going along, basket, you know, trick or treat, and then had like the little bell, bling 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 bling, you know. I don't know. I think it might scare a lot of people. Oh wait, jeez, I keep hitting that. Yeah, I want to see. Rezio, that scene from the Beehive guy. I mean, yeah. The Beehive? No. Man. Rezio, we're gonna check this out after the show. I'm gonna go to, because I'm pretty sure Vampire Hunter D. I think somebody uploaded the movie Vampire Hunter D onto YouTube, and so yeah, I'm pretty sure. We'll look later. Not that I gotta prove myself right or wrong, but I gotta know. I've gotta know. Because, I mean, like, I'm cracking up. Because it's been a while since I've watched Ninja Scroll. I've watched it, like, once or twice. Really enjoyed it. It was great. But I've seen Vampire Hunter D, like, quite a few times. Same with, like, Akira. I've watched that one a bunch of times. Fist of North Star. I've watched that one a whole bunch of times. What else? There's some others. Oh, and of course, Robotech. Well, I keep calling it Robotech, and it's still, for the most part, I mean, for me, is Robotech. I mean, I've watched the Macross movie, and yeah, and a couple other Macross. But I mean, as we get into like the future stuff of Macross, I lose a bit of interest. I'm just more concerned with the original that I loved when I was a kid, you know. For me, it's Macross, but it's still Robotech as well. I mean, I know that there's all these. The only reason we're calling it Macross is because Harmony Gold are a bunch of goofs, and you know what I mean. Like they ruined a sure moneymaker. They ruined it. They ruined a sure moneymaker, and you know, yeah. Jim White, I saw the Flying Nun with Sally Field on TV. Yeah, because that was her. It's Flying Nun. She was the Flying Nun. That was it. That, you know, not much more to it, you know. What time are we at? Holy crap, it's almost 1 o'clock. Jeez Louise. It's amazing how I just ramble on just talking to you guys like this. Let's do an email. Because we can and we shall. This little chat window, it's very pervasive. It's just wants to stay right in the thing. I don't know why it does that. I'm not sure why it's so dang pervasive. Just, it's all up in my craw. Ugh. Anyway. Yeah, email. So, yeah, we'll start with number 1. Headphones, turn them down, turn them up, one or the other, but here it comes. Email time. Email time. And you'd think Kris would have this thing all ready to go, but nope, he isn't. Oh, there we go. Crap. Now why is that all misshapen again? God, dang Windows. This pisses me off. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's go like this. Nope, that messes it up. Nope, that messes it up. Give me a sec here, kids. I don't know why this is being a freaking pain in my rear. Let's go with this. Oh, man. Okay. Let's go. Something like this. Let's go with this. There we go. Okay. Boom. Boom. And boom. Can you tell me about the things? Oh, son of a gun. Okay, you turn off. You go here. Here. There we go. All right. Email. This is from our good buddy Dirk, aka what's his AK again? Fire Drake. Hello, Kris. I saw the show and I thought I would send a follow-up email to explain a few things. The orange container was part of a set of 4 microwavable collapsible containers. The one that you pointed out was was for transporting models. It can hold about 6 standard troops, i.e. Space Marines standing up, or about 4 lying down. Since the sides are made out of rubber, it should be okay for most standard models. I like it because not when being used you can collapse it. It's the same for the wet pallet, which is the biggest container. The case is a metal cosmetic train case, which has a key if you're worried about the paint thieves and whatnot. I saw a similar one in Walmart, but didn't have the drawer. It had 6 folded compartments instead of the 4 on this version, but was the same price. The cup is preference. I might have just went with a plastic one instead of this one, but I got 2 for the price of 1. I attached links for the products, which were all bought from Amazon, although it seems all the prices have increased a couple of dollars since I purchased them. So if you post the links on your show if there are any people interested. And of course, last episode he posted the pic regarding his carry case and everything like that. And of course, I raised the question of what were some of the items and things like that. And so anybody who's interested, those are the links. So for his paint holder, his container, wet pallet, collapsible cups, lamp, and of course his case. So there you go. Those are links. So if you're interested, feel free to, well, not click on those, but just retype those in. So pause the screen, type those in, check them out, you know, and yeah, that was Fire Drake's portable paint station follow-up, and yeah, just some follow-up info. So very, very cool. Thank you, Dirk, aka Fire Drake, for giving us that follow-up. Hey, nothing else in the chat, really. You guys are pretty quiet. So let's do another email, because we can. And this one is from Congo, aka Boofarious. Boofarious, I guess. For the hell, I don't know. You guys were talking all crazy crap in Discord, and all of a sudden he changed his name to Boofarious. So I don't know. But either way, this is Congo, email hand or online handle anyway. Anyway, my company commander for my feral guard, still work in progress, need advice on where to go, from Congo / Boofarious. Boofarious? Boofarious. And this is in my way again. And so, can we get to this picture? No, we don't want this picture. We want this picture. Oh, this is still off angle, isn't it? Son of a beehive. Screw it. We'll go with this one. Ooh, there we go. We got a nice blowing up. So, nice clean painting. Really, really good. Liking the subtle details highlighted in the black. Metals look good. Tiger stripe looks pretty good. You might want to throw just a hair of a highlight in there, maybe. Don't know if you want. Depends. Highlighting on the metals looks good. Like the hair. Flesh. Looks like he went for maybe some sort of camouflage pattern on the pants and bra thing. Interesting. Must have been a bit of a challenge. Normally on something like that, I wouldn't have bothered, because, I mean, you run the risk of just having this kind of, you know, motley color all over the model, right? And, you know, it just ends up looking like a mess from a distance. But I mean, here, because like, you know, the bra area and the pants, like you can see like the same shade, right? So it's like she has a uniform underneath, and then she's wearing this black leather and black armor on top of her fatigues, right? And so, you know, but otherwise, yeah, I probably wouldn't have bothered going for like any kind of camo on there. But I mean, you kept it dark, so, you know, it works fine overall, because really the eye goes to the hair and to the tiger cloth. So here's the back side. Nice bit of edge highlighting, nice and clean. Looks good. Paint all around looks nice and smooth, which is good. And I like that I can zoom in and the picture isn't turning sideways on me. I also like that too. Yeah, looks really good. I'm digging it. Very, very good. And so, thank you for sending that in. Awesome work, Boofarious, aka Congo. Yeah. I mean, in the future, I don't think I would have bothered with, you know, making the undercloth look like camo. If you were painting it to a particular kind of, you know, standard, like, you know, a higher standard rather than gaming. I don't know if that was what you were going for, like if you're going for competition or if you was going for display standard, but I think you were simply just going for a gaming standard there, or tabletop standard. Yeah, then maybe something like that in there. But if you're going tabletop, I don't think you need that. I mean, to the eye, it might show up a bit better, but yeah, because I mean, like when I'm looking at the picture or the thumbnail of it from a little further away, it feels like I like how it feels. Like it's very dark. Then we have that nice little break in between with the midriff, and then of course we have the tiger cloth and the feathers underneath, right? And it all kind of feels balanced. And then when you look at the back side, it feels kind of balanced too, because you have that stark red in there with the dark metals, and then the hair kind of peeking out, and you know what I mean. And it all feels, you know, it feels very cool. That symbol on, he's got the symbol on the back. Yeah, that symbol on the back, that could have been done in red as well, or even the orange, or whatever you imagine the gang colors are, or something like that, you know? That's also a possibility, so... but yeah, thank you for showing that off. Awesome stuff. Congo, there is an orange highlight in the tiger pelt. I'll have to hit it with a brighter orange. No, I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to change the orange. I was thinking of the black stripes. I just kind of cleaning them up a bit. You know what I mean? And just throw just a slight little grain just closer to the edges of the cloth. You don't have to go the full length of the stripe. Just like a third of the way to the edge, right? So just like that, right? That kind of thing. Just a dark grain. Nothing too bright. Not as bright as the armor and stuff like that. Just a hair, you know what I mean? Just a little bit. Congo, it's to unify her with the catechins because they have camo fatigues. Oh, okay. Disco Duke, like the tiger pattern. Yeah, I like the tiger pattern. Tiger pattern look good. Congo, it's to a higher tabletop. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, like, you're still playing with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard to dedicate real time to a model that you're going to play with, because there's so many things that are going to affect that paint job down the road. The first time you bring it out, wow your opponents, wow your friends, you know what I mean? Wow, it's great, right? You could drop the model. Dice could go flying into the model. And if you're not packing your models properly, the model's going to rub up against each other. And of course, the wear and tear of you handling the model, right? So, you know, you don't ever want to spend a stupid amount of time on a gaming model. You know, that's just the point. But if you're going to paint it to a competition type standard, sure, the camo pattern. But then you'd want to properly do that camo pattern. You want to include shades and highlights in those things, and you know what I mean. But you would have spent like a good hour just like, you know, working on a section and then working on another section. You know what I mean? Like going to that, because like a lot of people ask about, like, you know, painting high quality display competition type standards. You know what I mean? And as long as you can handle the brush in your hand and paint, and then begin to master other techniques and such that, you know, will speed up some of these processes, all it requires to do those miniatures is time. That's all it requires is time. Slowly working your way around the model, being very careful, being very deliberate. You know, that's it. That's all it requires is more time. To be a really good painter is time. Congo, I'll mix some black and Eshin gray. There you go. Yeah, that'll be a good highlight. That'll be a good highlight color. Now, just a little, like a third of the way. Like, okay, like this is, okay, the spike is running this way, right? You want to do it like the third of the way to the edge of the cloth, right? So this is the borders of the cloth, right? Don't bring it all the way down to the end of the point of the stripe. Losing the ability to speak. Need more coffee. That's what it is. Need coffee. George, the spider dude, show up about 47 into the Vampire Hunter D video. Thanks, George. Yeah. Did you are you watching this and Vampire Hunter D? Is that what you're doing? Thanks, George. Yeah, he's kind of like a off-green kind of spider-like guy, right? Well, not spider. He's not a spider, but he's got like, and they all just come flying out, and he's, you know. And then, of course, D just goes right through him, and he's, oh, you know. It's kind of a funny scene, because he's going through. I can't remember if it's when he's entering the castle or when he's making his escape from the castle. Because I also like the other part where there's a big giant dude, and he's got a sword. And of course, D's sword is like, we're talking like it's about 3 yards long. You know what I mean? It's like 8 feet long. It's like he comes flying in and he pierces this giant's tongue, and it like goes into him. You know, like the sword is so thin. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, I guess it's like a razor or something. You know, maybe he's made some sort of space age. Because I mean, the world of Vampire Hunter D is kind of this post-apocalyptic Wild West sci-fi kind of vibe, you know, because D rides a cybernetic horse, at least, or maybe it's a fully robotic horse. I can't remember, but you know, yeah. Anyway, D is badass. And yes, he's got a hand, like he's got a face in his hand. Why he's got the face in his hand, I don't know, but yeah, I don't know if I'd want a face in my hand, because sometimes Willie needs alone time. You know what I mean? And so he's like, yeah. George, he's escaping with the girl. Thanks, George. George, have you ever watched Vampire Hunter D? Have you ever watched it before? Have you? Have you? I don't know. Because George is not a spring chicken anymore. So he might have watched it. He might have watched it when it was brand new. I don't even know. Or he's never seen it before in his entire life, and he's good at checking it out right now. Not right now. Maybe after my show. But yeah, I've always enjoyed Vampire Hunter D. It's one of my faves. Fist of the North Star was another one of my faves. That one was just too hilarious. Oh, you know what was another good one? I just remembered now. I just remembered another good one. And the animation in it was beautiful. But it was very adult. It was very adult. And, you know, I have never ever seen much more of it. And I don't really hear people talk about it. And so I don't know if people know it exists. But it was such a fantastic series. I don't know how long it ran. It was a comic. It was a manga. And then it became animated. Or maybe it was animated and manga. I don't know. I can't remember what the order is. But anyway, Crying Freeman. Crying Freeman is about this assassin in the Yakuza. Awesome series. Really, really good. George Hins, I like Star Blazer, and yes, I own it on VHS. On VHS. Man, time for an upgrade, buddy. Time to get it on DVD. Do people even still buy DVDs? I don't even know if people still buy on DVD. George Hins, I own Vampire Hunter D on VHS. I don't think I've ever owned it. No, because I remember last time I was ever shopping around for any animes from like HMV and places like that. The animes were, because they were imported, were always so damn expensive, and I was like, I don't really want it that bad. Like it was like $50 for like Vampire Hunter D. I remember. Whereas now it's everywhere, right? It's everywhere. So I might acquire my classic fan favorites from the anime days. I mean, I bought the Robotech box set, which was like a big box set, and it's like 10 DVDs, and it's like 5 episodes per DVD. And yeah, I can't remember where I was going with this. Oh yeah, and I bought that. I think I bought that for like $100, $120 or something like that. So yeah, Disco Duke DVD. Is that some Eldar technology? Yeah, it's some antiquated Eldar technology. That's the beginning of the digital age. Because VHS is essentially like tape, and tape considered analog? Because tape's considered analog, is it not? Because it's basically a tape, which is kind of like glorified vinyl, essentially, because it's zeros, right? Right? Because tape is like ups, zeros, bumps and valleys, right? It's bumps and valleys on the tape. I'm trying to remember how the hell they damn technology worked. GeoFits, VHS is analog. It is analog. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. And DVD was the break into digital. Because CD is digital. Tape was analog. Right? My first forays into music were tape, but on my parents it was still 8 tracks and records, and now of course everybody loves records. It's kind of crazy. George, Galago 13, yeah, Galago 13. I was familiar with Galago. I never watched it, but I used to like the video game. The video game was fun because it began off with like this whole sniping scene and stuff like that, and it was fun. Anyway. Jabba's Left Nut. I loved Legend of the Overfiend. That was very adult back in the day. Legend of the Overfiend. I don't know if I watched that one. Street Fighter. Oh, Street Fighter. Yeah, Street Fighter on VHS. Yeah, Street Fighter was a good one too. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I like that one because it had some KMFDM playing when Chun-Li fights, and I really enjoyed that one. That was, yeah. Yeah, Street Fighter, I remember that one. That was good. VHS magnetic. Yeah, I know it's magnetic. I know that. Because tape and VHS are the same type of technology. But I can't remember if it's like vinyl, where vinyl is essentially it's peaks and valleys, but because of the way the needle oscillates on its or vibrates on the surface, it creates the tones, right? That's how vinyl works. But I can't remember if tape is if it's the same thing, like if it's peaks and valleys, or if it was like ones and zeros, like digital. Like it's that transition between mediums, right? It was like becoming like digital, but it was still an analog medium. Something like that. I can't remember. I don't know. I'm talking my ass now. I mean, what do I know? But yeah, I know VHS was magnetic. I remember VHS very well. Everything was VHS. Betamax. Yeah, Betamax. There was the whole Betamax VHS war. Of course, VHS won out in the end, even though Betamax was the superior technology, which should tell people, you know, that it's not always the better technology that prevails. It's the more popular one, right? Because VHS, I mean, the tapes were bigger, and you know, the machines were bigger. Like, you remember some of those VHS machines? Those things were like freaking, like, there was like about 4 pizza boxes stacked up size, like these big machines just to fit a tape. And the tape was like this big. Anyway. You know, so technology, right? I mean, sometimes the better technology doesn't win. Just because it's the better thing doesn't mean it's going to prevail in the long run. It's what's more popular. Geofits, peaks and valleys, but it's detected with magnets. Okay, so it is peaks and valleys, but okay. So it's kind of like vinyl, where it's just, but it's okay, I get you. Geofits. There was also the Blu-ray HD DVD war. Yeah, exactly. An HD DVD, man, you can say that 10 times fast, was backed by Microsoft, was it not? You know, and Sony backed Blu-ray, and so Sony won. Sony won that war, and that wasn't a very long war. It was barely a war, because really there wasn't a lot of HD DVD media out there. Jeez Louise, I sound like Porky Pig now. And yeah, like you would think something backed by Microsoft, shoe in, right? But I guess the same thing with like the MP3 players, right? Remember iPods? People even use iPods anymore. Remember Microsoft put out the Zune, right? That didn't last long. And Microsoft's bigger than Apple, which is kind of crazy. It might have been even better technology. You don't even know. Like, we can't say, right? But it was what was more popular. Just interesting. George, tape is an offshoot of old wire tape. Okay. Disco Duke, didn't Blu-ray have a competitor when it first came out? Yeah, HD DVD. Yeah, it was backed. I'm pretty sure it was backed by Microsoft, and Blu-ray was backed by, or Blu-ray is Sony's technology. Initially, it was Sony's technology or something like that. Something like that. I can't remember. Jim White, Laserdisc digital. Oh yeah, Laserdiscs. I forgot about Laserdiscs, right? And I'm pretty sure you can still get Laserdiscs, can't you? Which are essentially like before DVD, but was like CD technology, right? So basically, it was like, because the what is it? Do they call it a platinum? The disc. It was basically like a big CD, but it was kind of like the floppy disks. Remember, like the three-quarter floppy disks, where basically it was a hard shell outside, but it was a magnetic disc inside, and that's kind of like the same thing that Laserdisc was. It was like basically one of those big three-quarter floppy disks. Listen to me dating myself here using floppy disks. I remember before floppy disks. I remember the big floppy disks, the great big ones. That's what I first programmed on. Oh my god. Man, just imagine the span of our lifetimes, how fast the technology has developed to the point now where we can fit, you know, entire libraries of movies and data onto just a device, A device that small, like those little micro SD cards, right? Holy man. You could hide that under your tongue. You can move gigabytes and gigabytes, almost terabytes of information. Amazing. Amazing. I'm having an old man moment. It's amazing. GeoFits. Sony won the war because they controlled so much media. Yeah, most likely. Disco Duke should have read the comments above. I should have. Or you should have. One of them. Somebody should have. Emperor's Champion. Hey, enjoying the weekend? So far, so good. GeoFits. Laserdiscs were the size of a pizza. Yeah, I remember Laserdiscs. I remember them. We never got into them. I went from VHS right to DVD to Blu-ray. Old Man Logan, SA, CD, and DVD audio both lost. DVD audio. I don't remember that one. Eric Fountain, reel to reel. Jabba's Left Nut. 5 1/4 inch disc. Yeah, the 5 1/4 inch disc. Yeah. Emperor's Champion. Big floppy what? Floppy discs, man. Discs. You kids don't even know the horror of floppy disks, of using floppy. Oh, remember having to reinstall like Windows 95 on like what was it, like eight floppy disks? Oh man. George Hid's Trash 80. Fire Drake 18, 144 discs, Apple Organ Trail, Math Frog. I remember Math Frog. Yeah, George Hint's punch cards. Punch cards? Yeah, punch cards. I didn't play with punch cards. My father played with punch cards. My father, when I was small, my father was a programmer. My father, he had a big tray and he had his whole program laid out and all these punch cards, right? Now imagine, punch cards. These are, well, I have actually no reference really I could kind of remember the cards. They were like kind of these oblong rectangles and they just had all these little holes punched out and, you know what I mean? You fed them into the computer and out came your computation, right? And I remember my father always gave me shit about this because, it was just one of those moments, me messing with his day. Basically, when I was a baby, he had left his box of programmed cards out, and it was all in order. And so he was, he was laying down whatever, and I, being a little baby, got into the cards. And yeah, as you can imagine, pulling them all out. And when he woke up, he was like, "Oh!" And yeah, and so yeah. But I never did any punch card programming or anything like that. I think we just took it like as part of like the history kind of section of our computing class. But otherwise, yeah. Yeah. Oh man. And I can remember too. Yeah. It was one of those days, when you're talking with your parents and they're reciting all the times that you messed with their stuff, with their stuff. And I remember he was telling me that I think it was both my parents told me with this one that I'd gotten into the 8-tracks. And if you know what 8-tracks are, they're basically like the old cassette tapes, except they're a little bit bigger. And yeah, I just kind of went in and started just spooling all this tape. Yeah, so apparently I was a pain in the ass when I was a little baby. So yeah, apparently I'm still a pain in the ass, I guess. I don't know. Disco Duke. I saw someone say the other day that they use floppy disks to store their private stuff as no one can read it because no computer has a floppy drive anymore. Yeah, but then how are you supposed to read your information? Other than go find yourself a drive, I guess, because I know they still had them USB'd. And I think I have a computer in the house that has a floppy drive on it. So yeah, I still have access to a floppy drive. Fire Drake 18. I remember the Zune. Yeah, the Zune. Yeah, remember everybody was talking about that. That was going to kill the iPod. It was going to kill it. They were going to crush it because why not, right? Because it was backed by Microsoft. Microsoft's the giant. Microsoft's the big guy, right? Most popular. Everybody loves Microsoft. Nothing Microsoft makes ever fails or breaks down or is unintuitive or right. So I mean, there was no reason it should have failed. There was none. There was no reason, but it didn't. It didn't succeed. Mind you, though, do people even use iPods? I mean, like, I'm sure everybody out there still who bought an iPod. I mean, I went through 2 of them, I think. I even went with the small shuffles and stuff like that. I went through a few iPods. Anyway, do people even use those anymore? Because I mean, like, everybody's got this stuff on their phones now, right? Your phones, I mean, like, they have like 32 gigs on these things, right? That's plenty of music to listen to. So I think our phones are basically our all-in-one device, aren't they? They're our all-in-one advice. Oh man, having a tough time today. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, our phones. Who'd have thought that? Who thought that? Phones would be our all-in-one device because it's our movies, it's our calendars, our talking device, messaging, communicating, music, pictures, library, like everything's on our phone. I should probably just do this show once from the phone. Just, for anybody out there, because I know somebody was asking me the other day about, thinking of starting their own channel and doing their own videos. And I told them, like, all you need is, a PC, an internet connection, and, webcam. No, I'm wrong. I'm way wrong. All you need is a cell phone. Cell phone, something to, to hold it, right? Bang. Just leave it on your shelf. Boom, bang, boom. Hit broadcast. You can do live streaming right from Facebook and stuff like that. Set it up. That's all you need. It's your phone. You got an internet channel. You got a YouTube channel. You got a Twitch channel. Bang, you're done. You're there. Kubla Khan. Hey, Kris, what do you think of Brian Blessed as Gotrek Grunnison? I'm stoked personally. I don't know what you're talking about, Kubla. Is there some sort of feature coming out with Gotrek? Is that what's going on? You have to send me a link, Kubla. Send me a link about what this is about. I have no idea what this is about. You're hitting me with some breaking news here, so Eric Fountain, I still have 8 tracks and an 8-track player. No shit. That's cool. That's cool. George Hint, Super 8 movies. Yeah, see, that's even before my time too. George, I'm not shocked that you have. I'm sure you still have one of those old phones on the wall that's just click and operator, can you connect me to? You know what I mean? I'm sure you still have one of those. I'm sure you remember using one of those. That was an old man joke, George. Calm down. Calm down. Calm. It's just a joke. Ebb and Flow, SideQuest. SideQuest? SideQuest? Yes. Disco Duke, I bought an Atari Lynx and then the Game Boy came out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Jeez, yeah. That was another one, right? Everybody was into the handheld gaming market. Yeah. Game Boy's still around. People still play with their Game Boys. Like, that was some robust technology, really. Ramby, I remember Mortal Kombat was on 6 floppy disks. Took a long time to install. Yeah. Yeah, when everything was in discs, it was insert. Once it was finished reading one disc, then insert disc 2. Insert disc 3. For the love of God! Kubla Khan. Brian Blessed is voicing Gotrek Grunnison in the new audiobook Realm Slayer. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I don't listen to audiobooks. Yeah. Nothing against them. I just don't do it. I know, like, Luca listens to audiobooks. That's how he gets his reading in, because he's got a fairly long commute coming into work every day. So he listens to audiobooks, which makes perfect sense, right? But I still read. I still read books. Because I'm old-fashioned like that. And, yeah. I can't remember where else I was going with that. But yeah, audiobooks, yeah. I mean, audiobooks is not something I would listen to while I paint. I can't do it. I'm not a good multitasker. I just can't do it. If I'm painting or assembling or whatever, I want music. I just want to shut my brain off and, let my thoughts free flow in the music. And while I'm doing something, while I'm thinking of something, while I'm painting something, right? And, even when I'm doing yard work or just, tasks, yeah, I like music. Audiobooks, like I've tried a few, and they're really cool. Like I think I started like the Horse Heresy first one, and I started listening to it by audiobook, and I was like, I can't do this. I just can't. Because I mean, like I just find myself I don't know. I'm taken out of the moment. It's because I realize it should be the same as like listening to like, when they used to do like old timey radio shows and stuff like that. That's what it should be like, right? And I mean, like I didn't grow up with it, and I mean, I'm a visual guy. If I'm watching a movie, I want to watch a movie. If I'm listening to music, if I'm listening to something, I'm listening to something. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm listening to a lecture, I listen to the lecture. And I don't know with the books. I don't know. No. But as far as something that's in the background while I'm doing hobbying, I won't be paying attention to the book if I'm, listening to the audiobook and I'm not paying attention to this, or I'm not paying attention to this, and I'm working, not a good multitasker. Flat out. I suck. One thing at a time, bang, focus, go. Too many distractions, yeah, won't get anything done. Ghost Starman Deluxe, Kris, Brian Bless plays Go Trek in the new audio drama. Thank you. Kublicon, tell me Go Trek and Felix, right? Yeah. That was my childhood right there. Giant Slayer, Troll Slayer, etc. Yeah. No, I used to have the models. I never painted them. I don't know what the hell happened to them. They're probably in my collection somewhere. I don't know. I've been cleaning up lately and reorganizing my room and everything. My office space. And I think I'm going to purge a lot of stuff too. I think I'm going to do another purge. More purging. Stuff I'm just never going to get to. Just never going to get to it. So, I'm going to purge some more stuff. Just cuz. Go Trek. Go Trek. I was going to call him Go Trek Hints. George Hints. Go Trek. I might just call him Go Trek from now on. No. Might as well. Have you ever seen the TV show UFO? No, I don't watch a lot of TV. No. I haven't seen it. I just finished what TV was I just watching? The only thing I was watching on TV, and this is last year's TV because I was watching it on an Android box, is American Horror Story. I watched Cult. I just finished Cult. And then, of course, now I'm watching... what did I just watch the other night? I was on Netflix. Oh, The Exorcist. Ooh, watched 2 of those. That was pretty damn scary. It was scary stuff. You ever watch it? If you're into horror and you like The Exorcist, you're a fan of that. It's pretty interesting. But I'm not sure where it's going because it's veering off. It's not. You know what I mean? I think it's based like off The Exorcist, but it's not. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it's interesting so far. Pretty creepy. Some pretty disturbing stuff. But as far as TV goes, no, I haven't watched UFO. I caught 1 episode of The Expanse. I caught the first one. I'd like to watch more of it, but time. I don't watch TV, and usually my TV is occupied by football. Sundays football, Monday football, Thursday football. So there's a lot of football in this house. But again, I don't watch a lot of TV because, when I'm sitting watching TV, sometimes I'm thinking, I should be doing something else. I should be doing something creative. I should be, because I'm always complaining about not having enough time. And so I should be doing something else. And that's when I go and do something else. I don't watch a lot of TV because, and you know, and when I really do feel like just kind of vegging out and, you know, just kind of, you know, wasting my time, like when I feel like wasting my time, I play video games. And lately I've been, you know, really into Fortnite. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. And so that's fun. I haven't really been recording or making any videos from it. I've just been sitting down, just vegging out and just playing some good old Fortnite. Play like, you know, a couple rounds, kill an hour, go do something, come back, you know, play a couple rounds, go do something, you know. That's usually what I do. I usually just kind of pitter and patter around, do stuff. But otherwise, yeah, I don't usually sit down and watch TV, a lot of TV or anything like that. Emperor's Champion. The audio drama is still not out. Geez, that was months ago they confirmed Brian Blessed. Okay. George, my dad used to buy me the old radio show on cassette tape. Ishyab. Holy man, there he is. Ishyab. UFO was from the 60s. Awesome sci-fi Brit show. Love those triplets on the moon base. Okay. UFO ran from 70 to 73. Man, that was before I was born. I wasn't watching that. The only things I was watching before I was born, when I was growing up, was like, you know, I was watching like The Fall Guy and Buck Rogers and man, that's one I would love to see get a reboot is Buck Rogers. I don't know how would they treat it. I mean, I realize that there's sci-fi shows out there that borrow heavily from Buck Rogers. I mean, like if you think about it, Farscape was a great show. That was a great show. Guardians of the Galaxy is the tale of Buck Rogers, you know, sort of, kind of, you know, it's the man out lost in space and, you know, trying to you know, make his way in the universe kind of thing, but he's a man from the 20th century and, you know, yeah. I don't know. I think if they did a Buck Rogers, I think they'd make something kind of stupid. You know what I mean? I got the feeling it'd be campy. And I don't think anybody wants campy Buck Rogers. I think we want to see a legit kind of how would a man from this century who was propelled through time forward, you know, how would he react, you know? It'd be pretty serious, I think, actually. Jabba's Left Nut. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I walk my dog for 2 hours a day. I struggle to remember names when listening to them. They just don't sink in, but books I've read even from childhood I can remember. Yeah, well that's why I read. And I mean I'm almost finished the 4th book in the Horus Heresy, Flight of the Eisenstein, one of the two. And I'm freaking enjoying it. Everybody said the first 3 were the best ones. I'm enjoying this 4th one. This 4th one's great. It's really interesting. I'm digging the character Nathaniel Garrow. This Death Guard guy, you know, if you've not read the books, he's a Death Guard Marine captain, and yeah, I'm digging it, man. It's pretty cool, and it's exciting, you know. He's being chased by Typhus. Wait, he becomes Typhus, so he's Typhon, right? He's Typhon before Callus Typhon. Yeah, that's it. That's his name. Before he becomes Typhus. Anyway. But yeah, I prefer reading books. I can imagine the words better rather than somebody telling me what to imagine. Does that make sense? I'd rather imagine it than somebody telling me what to imagine. That's the way audiobooks feel, right? If that makes sense. But I mean, like a movie, I don't have a problem with a movie because I mean, like it's telling me what the visuals and the audio are, right? I mean, should be no problem with a movie and an audiobook, right? There should be no problem there. But for some reason, I don't know, for me, I just can't get into them. Don't know. Maybe I'm a freaking weirdo. I don't know. I'm open to that possibility. I'm just messed in the head. I don't know. Ishyab, P.S. Hi, Kris. Able to catch a show today. Rainy. Nor'easter in New York today. Yeah, it's a little rainy here today. It's kind of gloomy. I mean, you're only like 7-8 hours away from me. I mean, weather patterns are pretty huge these days, and what's usually hitting you is I'm usually on the tail edge anyway, or we get before you, you know, one of the two. G Squared. I remember seeing UFO items for sale on eBay. Jerry Anderson, right? Couldn't tell you, boys. Could not tell you. George Hint Space 1999. Nope, never watched that either. Ishiab, still awesome show. I got to pick up some of those models. Don't know why I haven't yet. Me stupid. Okay. Old Man Logan, check out Haunting of Hill House in Netflix. Pretty good. Yeah, the wife just finished that one. I caught bits and parts of it. I'm not really into the horror stuff. I was just kind of compelled into The Exorcist just because it was kind of interesting. But yeah, from what I understand, Haunting of Hill House, Silent Hill, yeah, it looked interesting. I mean, but again, I mean, it's not like stuff I dive into. I would like to watch more of The Expanse. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm. If anything, I want to watch more of. Well, and Castlevania. I want to watch the second season of Castlevania. I haven't even watched Daredevil yet. I haven't caught up on Daredevil yet. I've watched the other seasons of Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage. I didn't finish the second. I didn't even start the second season of Iron Fist, Defenders, and I haven't started the last season of Daredevil yet. Still on my list. G Squared, Kris. I remember they made a reboot of something like Buck Rogers a while back. Really? What was it? Was it Buck Rogers? Or was it something like Buck Rogers? Because, I mean, like, the Buck Rogers formula of what it is, you know what I mean, is very influential through a lot of sci-fi stuff. When you get the man from the 20th century thrown into the future, or thrown into another galaxy, or thrown through time, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's a Buck Rogers type thing, right? It's Buck Rogers. And I mean, like, even the Buck Rogers TV show from the 70s, 80s. Was it 70s, 80s? I think it was the 70s, right? It was like 79 it came out, Buck Rogers. Anyway, Gil Gerard. You know, where's he now? Anyway. But anyway, that was a remake from way back in the day, Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers is really, really old. Like the story of Buck Rogers. It's really, really old. It's up there with Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon, I think, is another one. It's kind of a copy, right? Anyway, Jabba's Left Nut. Garo is an awesome character. He is. I like him. I can identify with him. You know, he's almost human. He's almost human. Old Man Logan, book snob. Old man, believe it or not, that you're the first person who's ever called me that. I'm no book snob. Maybe I am. I don't know. Fire Drake 18. I've been listening to a lot of Stephen King on Audible. Right now, it's It. Oh, you're listening to It. Jeez Louise. G Squared, not Buck Rogers. I meant Flash Gordon. Oh, okay. Well, Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers are kind of the same. Ishiab, old tidbit info, or tidbit 2. Way back when Space Mountain first opened in Disney World, at the end ride there was animatronics spelling that were of UFO. I knew it, no one else did. Interesting. Just a thought. Okay. I've been on Space Mountain. I don't remember the thing from UFO, so didn't resonate with me. But again, you know, I'm old, but apparently not that old. now Sammy's like, Kris, you son of a... Jabba's Left Nut. We were watching The Alienist at the Mo. At the Mo. We can't even type out moment. It's at the Mo. It's at the Mo. That really good on Netflix. We're watching The Alienist at the Mo. It's at the Mo. Where are you right now? I'm at the Mo. Yeah, the Sci-Fi Channel has to pick up these old reboots with good writing to make them awesome. Saw other knockoffs, but they sucked. Yeah. Ishiab, remember Battlestar Galactica? Sorry, bad spelling. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I used to watch Battlestar Galactica way back when I was a kid, and I loved the reboot of it, and I thought it was excellent, and it had just the right amount of nods back to the original. Which, if they rebooted the original, like the original, and brought it back, it would have been Star Wars. It would have just been campy. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't have been good. You know. And I'm glad they went the route they did with Battlestar Galactica, because Battlestar Galactica was very compelling. you know, and it was very interesting. And, you know, I mean, it was really well done. You know, the acting in it was good. You know, the drama was there, the conflict was there, the tension was there, you know, and the battle scenes were cool, and you know what I mean? Like, it just had everything in it, Battlestar Galactica. It was really good. I liked it. Eric Fountain, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century was 1979 to 81. Yeah, I used to love that show, man. I used to love it. I used to have his fighter, his little fighter. I used to have that. Oh, memories. Misty colored memories. Solid home. There he is. My love, Kris. Sorry to go off topic, but when it comes to Age of Sigmar, how does one choose a faction? As far as aesthetics go, the newer models look better, obviously. But the factions that have them look meh, in my opinion. But the factions that have them look meh, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything wrong with any of the factions. Pick a faction that looks interesting to you. There's nothing wrong with going with the, you know, Stormcast Eternals. I think Stormcast Eternals look really, really cool. I mean, like, you know, who doesn't want to be a, you know, supernatural knight in alternate dimensions battling whatever, right? I love the Deepkin. The Deepkin are really, really awesome. I just like the whole fish thing going on, and they're, you know, just crazy crap like that. I love the Fire Slayers, because me likes Slayers, and, you know, Slayers are awesome. Even though they're buck-ass nude, running around, chopping off people's heads, but still kind of hilarious, right? What else you got? You got the Haunt, the Ghosts, Wraiths, right? They're very cool-looking models. They've been coming out for them. You got the Overlords, steampunky dwarf duders floating around. What's not to love there? What else we got for Age of Sigmar? Oh, and Khorne. We got the Khorne and Nurgle models. Man, we got all sorts of stuff. It's all sorts of. It's what do you want? What, you know? What models speak to you, really? Who cares why they play? You know, how often are you gonna play? Ishab, regarding Space Mountain, yeah, my mom just slapped me and told me to keep moving up the ramp and get out. Happy child. Like those old cuffs back in the head like that? Oh yeah, I used to get those too. Lots. Oh yeah. Parental abuse? Oh yeah, lots of that. Yeah. But you know what though? That's how he grew up strong. And well disciplined. Something lacking these days. I think there's a lot of kids that need to be smacked up. So many of these titled little pricks running around piss me off. Just gonna smack them. You know what I mean? Because there's not enough ass kickings. There's just not enough ass kickings. That develops humility. Ass kickings, you know? Ass kickings. George Hintz. There are 2 Buck Rogers, 79 and 81, TV show and movie serials from the 30s with Buster Crabbe. Crabbe? Yeah, from the 30s. I know like the 70s Buck Rogers, that was a reboot from the original Buck Rogers from way back in the day. I know that, but I didn't know if there was any recent Buck Rogers redos. I don't know if I'd want a movie. I think I'd like it back into a TV series, but something dramatic and, you know what I mean, and interesting, compelling, but with lots of action, but with, you know, a really great hero to follow. You know what I mean? I think it would be interesting. Geofits. I think the Ideneth look really cool. Ideneth are awesome. The Deepkin, awesome. I love them. They're cool. I still will. Oh yeah, that's the other one. Sisters are daughters of Cain. That's another Age of Sigmar faction. Just looks awesome. The Medusas, Gargans look awesome. G Squared. I think I saw some of those old 30s shows and reruns when I was a kid. Yeah, probably. Because I mean, 30s is probably just a little too old for you. Because I know G Squared, you're old. I know Ishab's old, and I know Old Man Logan's old, and I know George is old. And myself. We're the old cats around here. Everybody else, I'm not sure who else is old. It might as well just become an old man's club. No, that's boring. Need some of these youngsters to, you know, keep it lively, keep it interesting. Plus, too, I mean, you know, old guys like us, I mean, we're going to talk about old days just amongst each other. That's boring. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to the elderly are supposed to share their stories downwards, right? They're supposed to pass on the knowledge, right? That's the whole point of the being old man, right? Is to teach the younger guys to, you know what I mean, and girls, the lessons, right? To teach the young the lessons. George, the first Buck Roger was from the 70s. Captain. Yeah. What? I don't know. Solid Ohm agreed. But as far as what looks cool, nothing speaks to me. Even though I'm interested in the game, Stormcast Eternal thighs look like balloons, and Ida Death look awesome, but not all models. Well, then don't get all models. Just get the fishy dudes or the big turtles or the guys riding seahorses. I mean, go with whatever you want, man. Let your heart guide you. Don't be worried about what kicks ass in the game. That's the wrong way to go. You're not going to have fun because you're just going to drop the army as soon as somebody else gets an update and becomes the more powerful one, and then you're going to, jump ship. So go with an army that you like the look of, that speaks to you, Fire Drake. Have a painting question. An actual painting question. Here we go. An actual painting question. 8 meter painting the Geller Pox. What? 8M painting the Geller box. Need a tip on... What's the Geller box? Geller Pox. I need a tip on how to get the blue ethereal look. I based in gray, but I'm not sure how to begin. I'm painting the Geller box. What? Or Geller Pox. What's the Geller Pox? You have to say, I don't know what the Geller Pox is. Get that ethereal blue look. Based in gray, but I'm not sure how to begin. Yeah, I'm not sure what the heck you're talking about. Geller Pox. Geller Pox? Oops. Big fat fingers. Okay. Let's kill team. Oh, these things. Oh, these things. These big guys. These big galoots. Okay. So, I assume the Geller Pox are the great big dudes, right? They're the great big dudes. And so, you want to get a blue ethereal look. You want to paint them like ethereal? Well, I mean, you can base with a light color, like you started with a gray. If you're going for an ethereal look for them, I mean, you could always go with, they came out with that Night Haunt shade wash. You could use that and then just reestablish the highlights. That's really pretty much it. I think going with an ethereal look for them, I mean, it's Nurgle, right? It's Pox. I mean, I would just base them in a light flesh tone, give them a shade wash, and then use Carbog Crimson, Druchii Violet, and a little bit of Baltan Green. Pick out the sores and pox and stuff like that. Give it a little bit of a dry brush of a lighter flesh tone and call it a day, and maybe reestablish some of the Carbog Crimson around sores and things like that. Pick up those teeth, and you know what I mean? Like there's a great opportunity there for color usage. If that's what I'm looking at. I mean, like, I don't know if Geller Pox is something else. We played the Geller Pox, in fact. So the whole thing is Geller Pox. So all those dudes are Geller Pox. The Geller Pox is a faction, not a particular model. Okay. I don't know. I don't play Kill Team, so I wasn't aware of all this technicalities. Yeah, but going with an ethereal look, sure, right? I mean, just go with the light gray. I would use that Night Haunt, pretty much paint them how they show to paint the Night Haunt models, right? If that's the ethereal look, because essentially the color palette is very similar, I mean, if you wanted to make them entirely ghost-like, sure. In fact, if you have an airbrush, I don't know if you have an airbrush, but I mean, you can develop this by hand as well. It's just going to take a little bit longer. But I would build the colors slightly darker at the top and build to a brighter at the bottom. Kind of like how they do the night haunts, how they're darker at the top and lighter at the ends, at their extremities. Sure, right? I mean, yeah. That's, if they were just big, fat, diseased, ghost-like dudes, sure, go with it. Run. Go with it. Go with it. Do it. Don't listen to me. Just do it. Stick to your idea and do it. Where are we? Oh, Disco Duke. What do I think of Game of Thrones, Kris? I've never watched Game of Thrones. I know. A lot of you guys are gasping right now. I know. You're like, oh my God, Kris, you've never watched Game of Thrones? Not an episode 1. Nothing. Never watched it. I don't know. Just, like I said, I'm more Buck Rogers in Star Wars than I am Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. I'm more excited about Star Wars, Buck Rogers, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, sci-fi than I am fantasy. Just doesn't really turn my crank as hard as sci-fi does. If that makes sense. But I mean, like, I've been meaning to check it out, but I mean, you know, and what people used to tell me, like in Game of Thrones, back when, what was it? There was another show. Oh, Spartacus. They said, oh, it's just like Spartacus. I watched Spartacus once. I caught a couple episodes. Crap. I didn't like it. And so I was, it's like, and they said, oh, it's like, you know, Spartacus, like, Game of Thrones is like Spartacus, or Spartacus is like Game of Thrones. I can't remember what I wanted to. Either way, mentioning Spartacus turned me right off. I was like, nah, no thanks. So, never tuned in. Never tuned in. I know it's an amazing show. I know. Believe me, I know. I don't need anybody else telling me. I know. Old Man Logan. To hell with Age of Sigmar, then Salad. Play Kingdom Death. There you go. Yeah, play Kingdom Death. Why not? It's got way cool looking models. Freaky ass stuff. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you play Kingdom Death? Why wouldn't I play Kingdom Death? Fire Drake 18 is 39 old. Getting there. When you hit 40, it's a different story then. G squared. How do you figure, old man? How do I figure? How do I figure? I don't know. How do you figure? Emperor's Champion. I always wondered what a Fire Slayer march would sound like. Chafing thighs and feet slapping the ground aren't as intimidating as Chaos Warriors in full-plated, clanking armor. I don't know, because I mean, like the Fire Slayers, you know, they probably have their great big ass horns playing in front of you. You wouldn't even hear feet slapping and thighs scraping. Like, it sounds like a pair of corduroys running together, right? But if they had those horns blowing in front of them and they had their little drums, you know what I mean? No. And of course, you know, dwarves, I mean, like, you know, they can bellow, right? So, no, I'd imagine they'd be really loud. I'd imagine dwarves would make more noise than Chaos. Just because they're noisy little buggers, right? Because they're dwarves. They're always boastful and, you know, talking crap and, you know what I mean? Like, I think a Fire Slayers, because, I mean, if they're anything like the Slayers of old, where basically they're like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Dishonored dwarves. You know what I mean? They have to prove themselves, so they become very loud, and you know what I mean? Like, I'd imagine a Fire Slayer is just a annoyingly loud kind of, you know what? He'd be kind of like Gim. Screw you, man. It's my show. I can say it. George turned 53 on Friday. Well, happy birthday, George. Happy birthday. I didn't know it was your birthday. You know what? If you're looking for a birthday present from me, if it's lost in the mail and it shows up late, that's okay. But I got you the same thing I got you last year. Ishab, hey, I'm old. I'm not old. I'm just well-aged. Yeah, those youngins have no idea the crap I'm talking about. I'm now a damn grandpappy. Are you grandfather? Really? Wow, that's cool. Awesome. I think that's cool. Evan Full. Kris, I'm old, but not George old. Okay, so so is that the new bar? I'm sorry, George, but we're gonna go there. So is that the new bar? We're I'm old, but I'm not George old. I'm sorry, George, but we're going there. We're doing it. Until somebody else says I'm 64. Still painting my Space Marines. That could be me very much. Still painting my Eldar. But I'm not George old. Eric Fountain, I'm old but young at heart. Sure, we all are. We're all a bunch of man kids, right? We're all man childs. Or woman childs. I don't know. Is that a term, woman childs? I don't know. We're all a bunch of kids. We're all just a bunch of kids anyway. Nathaniel, hey Kris and Monkis. What's up, Nathaniel? Ebb and Flow, happy birthday, George. Ishyab, I'm old enough to know that Busta Crab, American Gold winner in the late 20s, played Buck Rogers Flash Gordon in the original black and white shows. Also, it was his grandson who played it in the 80s movie. Oh, really? Huh, didn't know that. Ishyab, sorry, Busta Crab. Crab to a B and an E. Thanks, Google. Let's go start by the Pox are Nurgle dudes from the Rogue Trader box. Yeah, I got that. I'm looking at them right now. What time we got here? Holy crap, we got 4 minutes left to show, and I think I still have an email left to do. Oh crap, I got a couple emails to do. We might run over a little bit here. Dr. Xantos, once again, I'm just in time for the end credits. Better late than never, I guess. Saladome. Ew, turn your crank. Ew. Old man Logan, sci-fi snob. Hey, man, you can't just, throw stuff in front and say snob. Might as well just call me a snob, then. Jabba's Left Nut is nothing like Spartacus. I know, but initially when people were telling me about the show, when it was early in the day, that's what the comparison they were making it to, and I was like, Spartacus is crap. I'm not watching that. Wasn't a way to sell the show. People who were trying to get me to watch the show were not selling it properly. Nathaniel, Kris, you were the lone wolf under the series watching sheep. Just watching the ones you like the most. Disco Duke, I've just spotted the Blitz Bowl in the background. I've got to get me a copy of that. Not for sale in the UK, though. My in-laws are visiting the States next year. I think I'll get them to pick me up a copy. Yeah, I still have yet to play. I brought it home because, I wanted the models because I wanted to finish off my Blood Bowl team. But also, I also wanted to play with my boy. Show my boy football. Because he's a big football nut, and I figured Blood Bowl will be right up his alley because it's like American football. Sort of. Kinda. A little bit. Not really, but... Oh! Ishyab, no, I'm not a granddad. Just joke. I feel like my granddad. Sorry for the misspeak. Stop picking on George. Stop picking on George. I'm not picking on George. Ebb and Flow's picking on George. Ethan Mitchell finally made a show. Welcome, Ethan. Ishyab, heck, as long as you're able to remain upright and have at least a beat in the heart, you're okay. Yeah, well, at the beginning of the show, I was a little worried. I was drinking so much coffee, I was starting to feel thumpage. And I was speaking, I think, at the beginning of the show, I think I was speaking a little too quickly, too. I was like a hummingbird. Some of you guys might have to turn the dial back to slow the show down a bit. Because I know, like, YouTube, you got that option to do that, so... All right, so let's do another email real fast because we can. Ethan Mitchell, what's the difference between Blood and Blitz Bowl? Blitz Bowl is a standalone game where you're playing only with, 6 models per side? Yeah, because both sides only get a single sprue. So there's an orc sprue and a human sprue, and these are just the Blood Bowl miniatures. It is, now, from what I understand, as Matthew explained it to me, because I thought maybe it was like Blood Bowl, just kind of stripped down and simplified. It is not. It is its own game in the Blood Bowl kind of vein. So I'm very excited. I've kind of breezed over the rules, but until I sit down and actually play a game, you know what I mean? And then I'm not going to know, right? So, yeah. Caw King, everyone, Discord party after, or Discord after party? Yeah, we'll jump on Discord after the show. But we are going to hammer through these last 2 emails because I gave people crap today about no emails. So, oh, excuse me. We're going to do this. So, email, headphones, turn them down or up, whichever, but here it comes. Email time. It's email time. That one still cracks me up. This one is from George or Diofits. Update. I'm not showing his email address, am I? Hold on. No. Okay, I'm good. Woo-hoo, I'm good. Woohoo! This is a Drukari update from Geofits. Updated pictures of my Archon as well as a box of Kabbalah Wars I've finished. Really happy with how the guns are contrasting with the metallic. I did Kabbalah green washed with Drakenhof Nightshade and then highlighted with Sabarite green. And so let's have a look at his updated pictures. So we did have a look at his Archon from last week. I'm going to switch to this one. Shoot. Messed that all up. There we go. We looked at his Archon from last week, and of course, here we are with an updated. And yes, I do dig the green weapon with the armor. I do like it. And I like the accenting gold as well. I think, yeah, definitely the accents of gold still work very well, but having that nice bold green in there, I think works really, really nicely. The sword is what, a bone, right? Now, did you do the handle bone as well? Looks like you did too, because it used to be gold, right? Yeah, I think bringing that edge, the edge to a nice keen edge would be very, very cool. Oh, the cloth looks really, really good. I like the varying skin tones on it. It gives us an impression that he's, you know, going to multiple sources for his cloak. Holy moly! Now here we go. Look at this, kids. Now, of course, Geo, you were using Turbo Dorks colors for this, were you not? I do believe you were, right? This is Spicy Meatball, I do believe, from Turbo Dork. And it looks like you were applying it by airbrush. It gets a little grainy there. Let's stay about this far out. I dig it. I like the green. I like the gold accents. Yeah. I think the bone. Well, the bone looks fine. The skin hides whatever. The bone, I think that looks fine. Yeah, I dig it, man. I like the green guns, definitely. I like that they've got like a bright highlight, but they've got a nice dark base to them. Very, very cool. Awesome stuff, man. Yeah, look at that. I'm looking at the guy with the big dark lance, and yeah, he looks really, really cool. He looks like he's struggling to hold the gun, but he looks really cool. He looks like he's like, oh, my lower back. Oh, man, my sciatica. Anyway. Yeah, this guy's like, somebody take the gun, it's freaking heavy. Somebody. Anyway, yeah. Definitely, dude. I like the color scheme. I like it. It looks cool. Question now becomes, what are you basing? What are you going to base your models? How are you going to get based? Oops. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. Oh, man. Anywho. Yeah, so what are you going to base them in? What are you thinking? What are you thinking for the base? Just like a darker base? I would go with a darker base. I'm sure you'll choose something, but I would go with something darker for the base. But I'm sure you'll decide something fairly interesting. Even if you go with like a browns or anything like that, I'd go with darker browns, just so that metallic really comes forward. You know what I mean? Because like the miniature is like the picture, and the base is like the frame, right? So think of it like that, if that helps. G squared, Kris. Do not mention Sonic. Geofits, I think we were talking about astrogranite debris for the base. Oh, is that what we were talking about? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, and it is spicy meatball for the metallic. All right, all right, all right, all right. Cool. Okay, one more email, then we're done. Right? We're done? Yeah, we're going to be done. So here's last email. This one is from our good buddy Disco Duke. Hi, Kris and the Monkeys. Hope everyone is good. Just another work in progress update for you. This is the tank I needed to do the chipping on, and you recommended the 8K washable agent, which worked fantastically. I am now in the process of weathering with oils. Oil weathering is still a very new thing I'm doing, so do you have any tips or ideas I can try out? I want the tank to have a very heavy weathering. Secondly, following on my last email with my diorama, I've been thinking about what you said where the magenta on the shaman was too bright, and I'm thinking of knocking it back to more of a red on the banner. What are your thoughts? Thanks as always, Disco Duke. And so let's have a look at the weathering for his tank. And holy carmolies, this thing is beat to hell. So we want more weathering on there. Oops, oh, it's going to do that thing now. Son of a beehive. Okay, well, that's okay. We can still appreciate the work. So you want more weathering. It's a beat to hell. And you're doing oil, and so I think you're going to do more oil like that, like more bolt heads, and maybe some more runoff from like these corners and stuff like that. Definitely, of course, photographs are going to be your best reference, right? If this was like a working vehicle, I don't know if the rust would build up on this barrel, because wouldn't this barrel move in from the recoil, and that would usually keep the barnacles off? Like, you might get rust up here, but I don't know if you get rust at these contact points, right? Where moving parts are gliding against each other. You often don't get a lot of rust accumulating, or if it gets rusty, it often is that rust that is like, it could still be shiny, but it'll have like rust in the metal, like in the divots of the imperfections of the metal. Yeah. You definitely like where you have it like running down from the edges and creases, and like from the like gas covers and stuff like that. Definitely. I think the mud definitely should look more like it's kind of like fresh, or it's like freshly dried onto the surface. It shouldn't have, too much kind of runoff. I think kind of like how you're weathering it now. I don't know if it should be stark black like that. I think it should be more like a rust. Wherever you have these exhausts and stuff like that, that's where you would have the heavy black and the carbon stuff. Like on this side here, it seems a bit more subdued, and I like it. Like on the back side here, it looks fairly realistic to me, right? And so like on here, you might get a little bit of runs. Also too, there also is another product that is for water streaking, and I'm pretty sure AK makes one. I think Vallejo makes one, and I think MiG Ammo makes one as well. Well, MiG Jemez or Yemez, however you pronounce it. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Anyway, they make a streaking for doing water streaks. And maybe that's the weathering you want in here, instead of like this black greasy kind of thing. Of course, the black grease could also be from greasing the areas, right? So I mean, I think really reference material is your best bet. Oh, okay. This is the shaman from his diorama, and he may push the magenta back a bit. Oh yeah, like the red there, yeah. Yeah. Again, because I mean, because see how bright he was in the previous examples of the diorama, and of course you can go to previous examples and look at Disco's efforts here, and it just seemed like the eye was drawn too much towards him, and it seemed like the composition was about him and not Orion. Whereas really it should be about him and Orion, right? Those are the two focal points of the composition. And so again, that's why these things a lot of artists go back and forth over composition, because composition is not always an easy thing to accomplish, right? Especially when you want to bring your vision forth, you know, and so, yeah, definitely, definitely, I would take that magenta back a bit, not too far. I'd probably use something like Screamer Pink, if you wanted to bring it back. You could even take Screamer Pink, and mix a hair of something like either like Adeptus Mechanicus gray or just like a gray tone into it. Mix that in, like less than a 1-to-1, more like a 2 or 3-to-1, one gray, and mix that in just to kill a bit of the saturation. Because also too, remember, like, you don't have to use the pure chroma, like even the magenta, even if you like that level of magenta, but maybe the saturation is too much. So you could add a gray to the color and desaturate it and bring it down a bit, and without killing the overall brightness that you wanted, that you liked, but maybe it's too saturated, right? And maybe making him maybe like if you killed a lot of saturation in the composition, almost like, you know how, imagine, now this is an extreme, but this is how to kind of imagine the example, like in Frank Miller's comics, where you basically go with a black and white image, but there's certain elements that have color, something like that. You know what I mean? So imagine your composition and desaturating everything, and only the Shaman and Orion were the saturated elements, or mostly saturated, right? You know what I mean? So bringing everything down. So, and all that requires is just adding a bit of gray, but you're best adding gray that's the same value. Okay, now when we're talking value, we're talking about how bright it is, right? So if it's a color like, say, for example, I'm sure you're probably using light pinks. So say, for example, like Horror Pink or Screamer Pink. Is it? No, not Screamer Pink. Emperor's Champion or Horror Pink, I think it is. It's a brighter pink. Emperor's Champion, right? It's bright pink. Anyway, and you took a color like, say, Dawn Stone, which is somewhat close to it. Yeah, I mean, you could probably even go a shade brighter in the gray. Mix that in, and that will kill the saturation. That'll kill the saturation. You know, if you're using something like, say, Mephiston Red, which is a bit of a darker color, I would use something like a bit more like Mechanicus Gray, or something where darker, like lower than mid-tone. Because I imagine like Dawn Stone being about the mid-tone of gray, right? Even though it is kind of light, but I always imagine Dawn Stone is more. Mechanicus Standard Gray seems a little too dark to be the mid-tone, and that's kind of where in between. What the hell? Windows is telling me to shut up now, apparently. You know, about the mid-tone of gray. And so, yeah, I would kind of go with something like that. So, again, these are all ideas, and I realize I probably mentioned them maybe a little too late. And, yeah. Or maybe we did talk about desaturating the color. But either way, again, you know, it's not always a simple matter of, say, adding black to a color and bringing it down, or adding white to a color and bringing it up. You know, we can also use grays to desaturate and, you know what I mean, and go into other areas. And, you know, working with color, it's not simply just an XY kind of thing. It's also, you know, well, X and Y. Sometimes it's Z. That's the way I meant to go. I think we're done. I think we're done. Jim White, the weathering is over the top, but in other words, excellent. I think the weathering, like where you're at with the weathering, I think was really, really good. I think the mud, I think I would add like a little bit of a wet kind of ness to it, like a glossiness in parts, and just to make that mud and maybe like a bit darker of a tint to make it look like a bit of a fresh mud, like it caked on. It's drying at some high points, but underneath, you know what I mean? You got some of that discoloration and maybe a little bit of mud runoff kind of thing, you know, something like that. But also, like I said earlier, also there is also another product that gives you those water streaks down the surface. I think AK also produces one as well, so you might want to look at that. Dr. Santos, tell Windows to suck a lemon. I'd use more colorful words than that, but yeah, I'd tell them to go suck a lemon. Disco Duke, thanks, Kris. I'll be working on the Shaman tonight. Cool. Jim White, or maybe a tank destroyer. I cannot tell. Yeah, I think it is kind of a tank destroyer. It's got like a kind of a mostly fixed gun in the front, which is kind of indicative of tank destroyers, right? Disco Duke. The mud is the first application. I've got to wash and highlight yet. Oh, okay. Sorry. Excuse me. Jim White. Maybe a Jagdpanzer. Jagdpanzer? Is that how you pronounce it? Or Jagdpanzer? Anyway. I don't speak German, so that's all guesswork to me. But I play a lot of World of Tanks. I mean, I ground. Like in World of Tanks, I ground right to the E100, man. I grinded that stuff. That was fun, though. And I like taking my E100 for a spin. I love that tank. That's fun. And it's got my most elite crew. I'm like, I think a level 10 crew on it. 10, 12? It's pretty high. It's a pretty high level crew I have on it anyway. Disco Duke. Oh, and the tank is an SU-122. It's a SU-122. Okay. So, I think that's it for comments. That's it for emails. That's all I had for emails. Games Workshop sent me an email about the Codex. Orcs. So everybody's going to be playing Orcs. So, yeah. Be wary of that. Any of you wargamers out there, be wary of that. Everybody's going to switch to Orcs. No, they will. The Orcs. If anybody's watched the reviews, either like from Ash or from Mini Wargaming, yeah. It's pretty crazy. And that was cold coffee. So yeah, Ishab, Yag, Panther. The sound is the sound, the J, almost a Y. That's how it is. I hear it. I heard it. Yag, yeah. Yag, Panther. Yag is a panther, yeah. Anyway. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about anymore. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry, windows are moving all over the place on me here. So, I think that concludes the day. I think we might have learned something. Mostly informative. Ishab, okay, where on Discord are y'all meeting? We always meet in the playground. The monkey playground. That's we do voice chat there. And everybody is always more than welcome. So if you're brand new to the hobby, and you are curious about a paint job, or you need help with your paint schemes, or you're curious about techniques, or you just want questions answered, I've been asked many questions many times, and I'll happily answer them. You know, I don't believe in the dumb question. Some people are just kind of, oh, don't you know what you're talking about, blah, blah, you know what I mean? None of that. Myself and the monkeys, we all are like-minded folk, and you know, we want to help people. And so, and of course, we're also, you know, we're a very accepting crew as well. The monkeys are very accepting, and so, you know, I think we've only had to eject one. One person was ejected. A monkey was ejected once. But we'll never talk about him again. Anyway, if you're brand new to the hobby and you want help with a color scheme, or you commission painting service, you want to drum up some extra exposure, you just want some help, send your questions to Kris@miniwargaming.com. Of course, you can join me at wathebrush.com, which has links to all the social medias, such as Instagrams and Twitter, and of course, Discord. It has links for the Discord. And yeah, merch. Way the Brush merch, t-shirts. If you want to wear Way the Brush t-shirt like I'm wearing. Oh, of course, I have two designs right now. This design, and of course, the monkey logo, which is like right, where is he? Here? No, here. Right there. There he is. That little guy. You want to wear him? I'm all discombobulated. Anyway. Waythebrush.com also has, and of course, everybody who t-shirts. Anybody who's bought t-shirts, send a picture of yourself to me with your shirt on, and I'll put it in the monkey shrine, because hey, everybody likes to see themselves on the internet and in the shrine, because it's a shrine. It's a shrine to you guys. It's the monkeys. Way the Brush is always about you guys. It's never been about me. It's not, you know what I mean? I wouldn't do the show if it wasn't for you guys and your questions and, you know, the help you guys need. And I'm always more than willing to help. And that's why I have the Discord. And Discord's been fantastic because, man, it's just the easiest way to talk to me. And if you want to voice talk, or if you just want to, you know, send messages back and forth, Discord's been the way to go. It's been a lot of fun. And of course, I'd like to thank my patron, because all my patrons Because without them and their support, a lot of these things wouldn't have upgraded and been better, and you know, and it's just been fantastic. So if you're considering supporting me on this Patreon, links are at waythebrush.com. Of course, the links I think are below, and you know, every penny helps, and I'm very appreciative of it. And of course, I try and give, you know, the patrons value for their dollar, and so that's why we do the patron paint along, which we're going to be doing shortly. And of course, you know, we talk about it on Discord. We have our own channel for it and everything like that. Guy Mir Alfer, aka Carl, aka Beer and Blubble, thank you for the email intros, taking the time to create those. We always say thanks. And yeah, is there anything else? Waythebrush.com, patrons, what else? T-shirts. I think we went through the usual spiel, right? Sell it home. Bye, sweetie. Bye, sweetheart. Bye, sweetheart. Tark, quit being weird. It has been a while since I heard from Tark, though. And Tark is a good lad. And hopefully everything's been running well for him. Jeez Louise. Everything's been running well for him. I know he's had a bit of issues and stuff, and you know, he's been unhappy. And hopefully he's happy right now. I'm hoping Tark, you're happy right now. And being a good boy. Good man, I should say. Nah, boy. You're a boy. Damn kids. Damn kids in your rock and roll. Anywho. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys next week. Next week? Yeah, next week. I'll see you guys next week. Maybe. Possibly. Probably. Sometimes I just sit here and I watch you guys, listening, seeing what kind of comments you leave, but I'm watching you guys. I'm watching. Seriously. I can't believe you guys are still watching it. Who's still got this video up? Really? Like, who still has this up? Like, who's tuned in for this? Crazy fools. Oh yeah, don't forget. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. All that stuff. If you're watching on Twitch, don't forget to subscribe. Yeah. Just throwing more plugs out there. More plugs. Giggity.